Well, Diabo, what you see right in front of you here at the Union Buildings are people who have just arrived from that march that started in Pretoria and went all the way to the offices of energy regulator NERSA. That is where we saw the NERSA CEO, accepting a memorandum of demands and assuring the protesters that the memorandum of demands would receive the attention it deserves and that it would be handed over to the board members, which is made up of 9 members who will then deliberate and discuss the demands that have been made. Now, some of the issues that have emerged from that memorandum of demands is that South Africans have somewhat inadvertently agreed to pay more for electricity for less electricity, bemoaning the fact that South Africa has been on stage 5 and 6 rolling blackouts, as well as the threat of a potential stage 8. Now, we understand that some of the consequences of these rolling blackouts do include the loss of businesses by small, medium enterprises. Now, this is one of the issues that was cited within that memorandum of demands, talking about township businesses that have also suffered and actually have had to close down their doors due to the fact that they cannot operate during load shedding, and the cost of running generators and buying fuel as well as diesel to run those generators is too expensive, forcing many to close doors and really just to stop operating. Now, this is an issue also raised, saying that this affects people's livelihoods and could potentially contribute to the ever-rising unemployment levels in the country. Now, when we arrived at the offices, we saw what seemed to have been a commotion between protesters and police officers, as well as private security personnel who were stationed at the entrance. Now, we have since learned that ZAPU members had staged a sit-in inside NERSA's offices since Monday, really also protesting and demanding that this 18% increase that was granted to Eskom be scrapped. And we saw that commotion, and part of the reason we saw that commotion there is that the police were preventing those ZAPU members to use the main entrance to step out and join the protesters who had come there to hand over that memorandum of demand. And they were saying that those people should be allowed entry to get out the same way they entered the building. Then there was a bit of a delay when the CEO seemingly was taking a bit too long to come down, and there was the threat of these protesters and marchers storming the building and actually just forcing their way through the police officers and the private security personnel who were there and stationed outside NERSA's offices. This is what has actually happened since the morning. Now, we are at the Union Buildings, where we do understand that a memorandum of demands will also be handed over to the highest office in the land, also just bemoaning and in protest of these rolling blackouts that South Africa continues to experience. We do understand that various industries have also raised their voices, and this happens at a time when other civil society organizations, labor unions and labor federations are also, and political parties are also contemplating a potential national shutdown. Now, we will then speak to the organizers and get more regarding what has motivated the protest action and why they decided to do it now and not wait for that national shutdown that we do understand is looming at the stage. For now, though, I'm going to hand it back to you in studio as we try and get more information and see who is going to accept that memorandum of demands that's about to be handed over right now outside the Union Buildings.